We don't hate you. We don't care enough about you to hate you. We just see that you're a fool. You make a fool out of yourself virtually every day. That's why we talk about you. We're laughing at you. We're making a mockery of you. You're making a mockery of yourself. It's not hatred. You really should learn to distinguish between those two different emotions because you're receiving one in droves, and it's not hatred. You can act, like you're Beyonce all you want. You're not. And just like her, you can play the victim when you're not. But you're going to have your hands full with people laughing at you because you behave so foolishly.
When Megyn Kelly targets a politician, it's far more than commentary. It's a precise, controlled explosion. Her critiques hit with the force of dynamite, leaving reputations in tatters rather than offering constructive insight. Jasmine Crockett, once hailed as the Democratic Party's rising star, faced this relentless scrutiny head-on, and under Kelly's piercing examination, her carefully polished image quickly crumbled, revealing a fragile facade instead of the poised, capable leader many had envisioned. Kelly didn't merely expose Crockett's flaws, she tore apart the entire illusion, highlighting a politician more focused on spectacle than genuine service and shattering the narrative of a burgeoning powerhouse. What had been meticulously presented as an inevitable ascent instead unfolded like a slow-motion collapse, with consequences that could be both immediate and long-lasting.
She wants to be like a member of the squad. She thinks of herself like an AOC. She talks like, she's from the hood. Meanwhile, she grew up in a nice family. She didn't talk like this 3 years ago. 3 years ago, she sounded like you and I sound in this conversation. Like, I'm really excited to be going to Congress. I can't wait to get started on my new job. And now she's like, we need a smack.
Kelly zeroes in on Crockett's reliance on volume, identifying it as her most glaring flaw. The Congresswoman seems to equate loudness with authority and shouting with persuasion, growing more convinced of her success the louder she becomes, yet Kelly deftly dismantles this misconception, reminding viewers that fury is not evidence and noise is not understanding. Crockett's performance comes across less as a demonstration of strength and more as a tantrum, with stomping, waving, and exaggerated gestures adding no real weight to her argument. Kelly portrays her as an irate figure pounding the table while the actual discussion and meaningful debate continue elsewhere, illustrating that while Crockett yells from the sidelines, serious speakers are moving the conversation forward.
From her people, she puts on this image that she understands the Black American struggle. But let's face it, the girl went to private school. She went on to, I don't know what college and law school. She went to, it's like, she's a complete fake.
Yeah.
She's as fake as her eyelashes. She's as fake as her hair. She's as fake as her fingernails. And she is such a massive fraud.
What gives Kelly's takedown its force is her unflinching exposure of Crockett's entire rise. She makes it clear that her ascent was not driven by merit or achievement, but by a political machine desperate for a fresh face. Despite Crockett's proven abilities and legislative victories, her promotion came not from accomplishment, but because she fit a narrative, a convenient choice for a party focused on optics. Kelly highlights this reality, showing that Crockett is shaped more by headlines and hashtags than by true leadership, refusing to sugarcoat the truth. Once the branding fades, Kelly demonstrates very little substance remains.
Clinton administration.
Please calm down.
Don't tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all talk noise and then
You're out of control.
He said, Jasmine, what you have to realize is that if you are really going to make change, it's not going to be in the Texas House. He said, you did a great job playing defense, but you have a chance to play offense.
Someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body.
Meanwhile, you pointed out, her high school looks like a cast.
Kelly places Crockett's failings in a broader historical perspective, comparing her to a long line of politicians who traded serious governance for theatrics, mistaking performance for policy. She zeroes in on Crockett's obsession with viral moments, stage stunts, and performative anger, emphasizing that this is far from statesmanship. It's theater complete with a stage, costume, and carefully crafted lines designed to be shared rather than debated. Kelly goes further, portraying Crockett not as a courageous legislator, but as a mediocre influencer who wandered into Capitol Hill, more invested in popular clips than meaningful, long-term policy outcomes. The result is a striking and disheartening contrast that lingers in the viewer's mind.
We were having a committee hearing on oversight, and it was really late at night. And I was really irritated because I'm always like, why can't we work normal work hours like regular people, 8 to 5? I don't know what's wrong with Congress that we're always doing crazy things at 9, 10, 11, 2 a.m. under Nancy Pelosi. So we're on the oversight committee, and she is running off her mouth, and I shot at her about her massively huge fake eyelashes.
Yeah, this made news.
Yeah, and I was like, well, I said something along the lines of like, well, you can't read it because of your fake eyelashes.
What strikes Kelly most about Crockett is the glaring absence of a substantive record. Despite her talent for generating controversy, her accomplishments are minimal, with little meaningful legislation or tangible outcomes to show for her efforts. Kelly delivers this critique with unflinching bluntness. An empty scoreboard coupled with relentless self-promotion. Crockett's fixation on theatrics highlights her lack of real effectiveness, serving as a reminder that political noise cannot substitute for results. According to Kelly, she lacks true leadership, merely surviving by clinging to relevance while avoiding the often tedious but essential responsibilities of governance.
But you're going to have your hands full with people laughing at you because you behave so foolishly. And the fact that you're a diva bitch behind the scenes, so much worse. You're not even beloved by your staff. Like, you alienate everyone. The people who know you best don't like you. The people who are just glancing at what you're putting out there publicly don't like you. So who likes you?
Kelly goes beyond merely challenging Crockett's claims. She tears apart the shield Crockett hides behind, frequently invoking race and gender as a defense, implying that any critique of her performance is an attack on her identity. Crockett relies on identity politics as a protective barrier. Kelly confronts this head-on with brutal honesty, emphasizing that identity cannot excuse poor strategy, misplaced priorities, or superficial thinking. She asserts that Crockett is not a trailblazer, but a politician who confuses labels with leadership, and once that facade is stripped away, it holds no power.
Has some more on Ms. Crockett. He's Benny Johnson. He's host of The Benny Show, and he has an exclusive report now on Crockett's alleged background. See, he traveled to where Crockett claims she is from a tough area of South Dallas. You hear her speak. She tries to talk street, like, okay. Compared to where she's actually from, it's quite a different picture. Where she's actually from is a beautiful, well-manicured area for the elite.
Kelly then turns her attention to Crockett's hypocrisy, identifying it as a core weakness. While preaching against privilege, Crockett comfortably enjoys its benefits. She champions justice while deriding those who disagree with her. Kelly notes that this isn't a mere slip. It is the foundation of Crockett's persona. She wields ambiguity and contradiction as tools, yet they also reveal a deeper flaw: confidence masking insecurity. Kelly goes further than pointing out the hypocrisy. She exposes how Crockett revels in moral outrage while repeatedly succumbing to her own inconsistencies.
About him is that he is a hot ass mess, honey.
I got to check my woke rule book, Walter, but I'm not sure I don't think that's allowed. I do not think you refer to the guy who's in a wheelchair as the governor of your state as Governor Hot Wheels. Some of her defenders online are like, we all call him that down here. And as far as I can tell, it's only nasty leftists who do. Not sure that gives you a pass.
Kelly then targets Crockett's reliance on identity politics, the defensive tactic she most often employs. Crockett frequently cloaks herself in her gender and race, treating criticism as a personal attack rather than a challenge to her reasoning. Kelly cuts through this defense with precise clarity, demonstrating that wrapping oneself in identity does not excuse misguided priorities or shore up weak arguments. She exposes the fragility of Crockett's strategy, revealing the hollowness of her defenses and the thinness of her armor. To the audience, it becomes clear that this reliance on identity functions more as a mask hiding vulnerability than as a source of strength.
To become, instead of someone who dumbs themselves down or lies about where they come from to try to be more hood.
Yes, that's what she's doing all the time. And she didn't talk like this before either, where she's like, y'all, I know my homie, and I'm like, okay, that didn't exist. We ran tape from her before she ran for office. She sounded like a normal person, but now she's gone full street with the super long nails too, and like the lips and the gloss and like the eyelashes. She's really laying it on because she wants to be seen as like this down home girl who.
Kelly then exposes what appears to be Crockett's duplicity. Publicly, she mocks opponents while proclaiming justice, criticizes systems while benefiting from them, and rails against privilege while secretly profiting from it. Hypocrisy is embedded in her approach, and Kelly dismantles it with precision, cutting through the distractions and ambiguities that Crockett relies on. The more Crockett lashes out, the clearer her flaws become. Kelly demonstrates that her outward display of strength and confidence is little more than a theatrical mask, concealing fragility rather than substance.
Even like, there's no reaching across the aisle to that.
No,
Yeah, like,
not at
that's
all.
just-
Well, she's not a real person. So some interesting things that I've always observed about her is how she treats her staff. She treats her staff like they are just beneath her.
I read that in the New York Post. Can you confirm?
Yes.
Wow.
So she always has one of her young male staffers has to carry her big, heavy handbag for her. She just hands it off. It's like,
By stripping away all the theatrics until only Crockett's meager and unimpressive record remains, Kelly exposes the stark truth. The illusion cannot survive once it is dismantled, it inevitably collapses. Skepticism replaces curiosity, and the enthusiasm that once surrounded her ascent has vanished. With precise and forceful scrutiny, Kelly redraws Crockett's image. She is no longer the aspirational rising star, but an ostentatious figure whose presence fades as quickly as it appears. The viewer witnesses more than just her diminished stature. Watching the facade disintegrate in real time leaves a palpable sense of weight and disillusionment.
Know that we work for the American people, and what we not gonna do is stand around while they pull this that they trying to pull right now.
Like, what do you, we have videotape. Why are you talking like that? No one believes this bullshit. And now she's graduated to acting like a thug. So congratulations, your term in the U.S. Congress is going really well.
It delivers a harsh but undeniable lesson. A lack of substance causes every political star to fade faster than they rise. Kelly's takedown won't just make headlines, it will echo through the corridors of Washington, forever shaping the perception of Crockett's actions and missteps. Once branded as unserious, a politician's reputation is difficult, if not impossible, to restore. Allies grow wary, doors close, and opportunities vanish. Momentum, once lost, is rarely regained, and no press release can erase the stigma that now shadows Crockett. Kelly methodically corners Crockett from every conceivable angle, leaving no escape. Every move Crockett makes, whether raising her voice in feigned authority or retreating into silence, serves only to reinforce Kelly's searing critique. Pushed too hard and Crockett appears frantic, her tantrums and dramatic gestures exposing a volatile, uncontrolled facade. Pull back and she comes across as weak, unable to command attention or project competence. Kelly repeatedly exposes the illusion that noise equals power, showing the audience that fury and volume are no substitutes for substance. Crockett's fixation on theatrics, viral soundbites, and performative outrage is contrasted with a record marked by little tangible achievement, emphasizing the gap between image and reality. Every decision Crockett makes becomes a misstep. Her reliance on identity politics as a shield, pretending that criticism of her work is an attack on her gender or race, crumbles under Kelly's precise analysis.